modern challenges and a big update to our thinking. Through my work, I've seen that the overwhelming amount of time management advice available isn't doing much to improve our lives. We're never going to make enough time to do what we should do or want to do during the day. But I've also seen that once my clients recognize the power of attention management, individuals and teams become happier, healthier, and more productive. This is why I wanted to tell a larger audience about attention management, and it's how you ended up listening to this recording. My goal is to explain exactly what attention management is, why it's so vital for your productivity and well-being, and how to master it. I want to support you in transforming your work and life into the vision you create for yourself by mastering control over your attention. First, let's look at why today's world of work makes attention management so essential. Losing the battle against distraction. Let's face it, technology is necessary for all of us, but especially for busy professionals. Most of the time, we love it. I bet you're never far from an internet-connected smartphone, tablet, laptop, or e-reader. I bet you often use several of these devices at once. However, here's the downside this business world prefers not to talk about. Those devices and the content we view on them are intentionally designed to steal your attention. An app or a website is considered successful when you spend a long time on it and/or come back to it frequently. In fact, your addiction is the ultimate goal, and developers are using persuasive technology and drawing on neuroscience and behavioral psychology to deliberately encourage certain behaviors, like scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, while discouraging others, like conveying and absorbing thoughtful, nuanced ideas. Here's the bottom line. The job of the internet is to keep you on the internet. We're stuck in a productivity paradox. We need these tools to do our jobs, but the job of these tools is to keep us using the tools at the expense of doing our jobs or anything else. Just think about all the ways we can communicate through technology. Voice and video calls, texts, emails, social media, chat, and other instant messages. Then combine that with all the ways websites and other technology tools entice you to stay engaged and manipulate your attention. Links to other articles embedded in news sites, videos and advertising around the edges of web pages and in apps, push notifications so you can receive important information, which really isn't important, videos that auto-start at the end of videos you choose to watch, and other ways they eliminate natural stopping points to keep you engaged. The ability of devices to vibrate, ping, and flash lights. We're wired to notice lights, color, sound, and motion. Likes and other feedback that appeal to our inherent need for social reinforcement. And gamification of behaviors, offering rewards to keep up streaks, which is called the endowed progress effect. We invite this constant stream of distraction into our lives through the gadgets we happily embrace. On top of all that, we still have the typical offline distractions, including other people, commercials, and sneaky advertising, and our own restless minds worrying about other things we need to be doing. This is a big one. So is it really a surprise that we're flustered, frazzled, and forgetful? To stay on top of it all, we've come up with coping mechanisms like checking our phones while driving, during our kids' sporting events, and sometimes even in the middle of the night. But these behaviors don't help. In fact, they actually undermine our ability to live a life of choice rather than a life of reaction and distraction, and to do what matters most to us both personally and professionally. When you change what you're doing in response to every incoming distraction, you never get the quiet, uninterrupted time you need to get in flow, that immersive, highly focused state where you both do your best work and feel most satisfied by your work. Furthermore, if part of your attention is always lured away by these distractions, your mind never gets the calm, restful time it needs to recharge. As a result, you get cranky, impatient, and scattered, and your judgment, learning, creativity, and problem-solving abilities suffer. It's sad and ironic, isn't it? The very things you're doing in the pursuit of productivity sabotage the qualities that help you accomplish what's most important to you. That's why a shift in our thinking is so urgent. Living the life you want to live, instead of one that just happens to you, depends on it. Forget what you know about time management. Most of what you've previously learned about how to be more